Philadelphia leads the nation in gentrification. More black people are being put on the street out of their homes in Philadelphia than anywhere in the country. Philadelphia also has some of the largest mega churches in the country. Guess where the money that those mega churches take from poor black people? Guess who's holding it for them? The white banks of Philadelphia. Guess who's giving these white racist developers the loan money they need to come into a North Philadelphia, a Southwest Philadelphia, and transform an urban ghetto into a white paradise for millionaires? Guess who they're getting the money from? The same white bank that these mega churches are holding their money in. What is the point you're making? The point that I'm making, this is how hypocritical the black church is. The money that these white banks are loaning to these white developers to transform slums into private gated communities is being paid for by the black church. Your white Jesus money, your black Jesus money is being taken by your pastor, put in a white bank, and a white bank is taking your black Jesus dollar and giving it to racist white men to build you and push you out of your neighborhood. If that is not a contradiction, what is? You're telling me grandma been donating to the church fund for 50 years. Grandma is a retired teacher. Grandma bought her home 30 years ago, but grandma cannot afford the increase in property tax, and let alone grandma was forced to sell her house or it was taken back by the city for failure to pay taxes. And guess who was responsible for grandma being priced out her own home, her own church, and her own money that was given to the white developer to put her on the street? If the black church don't start opening up banks, then don't call it a church, call it a devil's den. But you don't take black people's money and give it to white banks so they can give it to white developers to push black people on the street.
But let me tell you what I hear when I hear that, right? Mm-hmm. I hear that we just need black banks. You know, or like you see what I'm saying? Or we need, with that specific example, right? Because let's say
but there's few larger deposits made in black America than the church. So when you say black banks, who should be building them? The people most likely to handle big amounts of money. Who handles more money than the black church? Nobody gets more money than the black church on the weekend. That Eagles game, they won't get more money than what we gave to the black church today. So why should the black church not be responsible for economic salvation?
And that's back to the point of like I said, you do not like seeing resources misused. And you're basically what you're saying is, look,
or used to the betterment of your oppressor. Listen, these same banks that won't give you a loan for your business, won't give you a loan for your home, with your own black church deposit. This is black money they holding. You're telling me you got millions of dollars of black people's money in the name of a church and I can't tap into none of that to build a business? But you'll take my black church money and give it to a white out-of-town racist to come into a ghetto street and buy up 20 city blocks and turn them into multi-million-dollar houses? And none of the black people whose money you're using to finance that white man can put use to it for themselves.
You know what? And see, what I love about this just right now is I think that we have a potential answer to a problem. Tell me if I'm wrong. But let's say you are a church who has a predominantly black congregation, maybe bank black.
That's not enough, brother. We have to be institution owners.
But if I'm banking black, I'm banking with a black institution owner.
But here's the problem with banking black, and we do have black banks, correct?
Yeah.
But guess what? One of the issues we're having with the black banks, most black banks are operating under a definition of 51% black ownership. You see that? So if you're banking at a bank that's 51% black ownership, so it's called black, the other 49% is white. Who really own the power? That white man got more power than all 51% of them Negroes put together. That ain't no black bank.
Well, then that's a white bank. Exactly. So then that's not a black bank.
So let the black church open up their own bank. Did you know we used to have them all over the country? Ran by the black church. Ran by the black. Who you think opened up the first black hospitals? The black church. The first black schools. The black church. Queen Mother Harriet Tubman, a member of a black church. She built a home for the homeless blacks. She built a hospital. She built a farm. This woman allegedly was illiterate, no formal education. Queen Mother Harriet Tubman built the church, built the farm, built the hospital, and built a home, because when our elders got old during slavery, they would simply turn them out on the streets to die. How can Harriet Tubman build all three of those while working as a nurse, a spy, and a scout in the Civil War, and being the most significant contributor to the Underground Railroad? What excuses do we got?
To whom much
How
is
can you
given.
have all that money and all that numbers? Two of the most important resources any institution can have: people and profit. The black church got both.
Yeah.
Show me the measurable gains. See, my issue with the black church, it takes three things from black people that we can't afford to waste. Too much of our time. Bible study, choir, church. I ain't got an issue with that. If you were reciprocated. You take our time, you damn sure take our money, and then you take our hope and our energy. And then with all this money and people power you got the audacity to tell us that we can't do nothing about our situation. It's in God's hands. Well, if it's in God's hands, stop collecting money then. If you can't affect Black America, don't take another donation. Make up your mind. You're either going to weaponize that money to save us, because the white man is damn sure using those bank deposits, those black church bank deposits. They damn sure weaponizing our own money against us in the gentrification war.